Hey, it's Frank here with 4D Honeybee. Just on my way to the bee yard to check on my queen release. So I introduced a new queen to my struggling hive, and it was 48 hours ago. So it could be one of a few outcomes. The outcome that I'm hoping for, the queen has been released. They've accepted the queen. The queen is laying, going about her merry old business. Outcome number two could be that the queen hasn't been released yet. It's only been 48 hours, and it takes them, 2, maybe 3 days tops to get through that candy, to get into the queen cage to set her free. So, outcome number three could be that they have released the queen and killed her or gotten rid of her or otherwise didn't accept her. And if that's what's happened, then pretty much what I'm going to have to do is plan to combine that hive with my strong hive and just go in with one hive into the winter, which would be very unfortunate. There's a decent number of bees in there, in that hive, and I think it can survive. It still has lots of time to survive if that queen is free. So anyway, we'll see. Cross your fingers for me. I'm crossing my fingers and crossing my toes, and thanks for joining me at 4D Honeybee. Okay, so here's a look at their landing board, and so far here I like what I see. If the hive were weak or if robbing was a factor, you wouldn't see these guard bees sitting there kind of welcoming critters into the hive and touching base with the ones that are heading out as well. I'm going to show you right now what robbing does look like. If you look over at this kind of empty resource box that I've got here, you see how you don't see any bees on the landing board at all. And these bees are more or less flying straight into the hive to get right at the resources. But I've got a couple of frames in there, probably with some honey on it, so they're doing their robbing over there instead of robbing my once weak hive. Okay, let's get into this hive now and see what we got. So I mentioned what I thought the probable outcomes could be. Possible incomes. It's a Freudian slip. One thing that I didn't mention just now is the fact that although this previous queen wasn't producing at all, the hive was incredibly calm and very, very friendly. So I'm just hoping that no matter what happens, the hive remains that way. So not going to do anything in this top box. I'm just going to get right down to the queen and see what's going on. You can see there's a decent number of bees up here. That's great. Okay, so she is right in here. You can see that's where the bulk of the activity is. At least that's where her box was. Okay, so I'm looking at the queen cage. Can't really tell if she's out there, in there, or one positive sign right now is that there's no big roaring from this hive, which you often associate with the queenless hive. Should have a look for the queen here. Should have a look for the queen everywhere, basically, but obviously I'm going to head right to that queen cage. Okay, let's get right to the queen cage, which is right here, and see what we see. Yeah, have a look. She's gone. She's gone, and they've chewed right through. So that's good. First good sign. Now, let's see if we can find that queen, shall we? Oops, easy guys, easy. She is marked, so that should make her much easier to see. And like I've been saying all year long, I've been a lot better this year at finding the queen. She could be pretty much on any one of these frames because they are all really prime for her to lay. You can see all the bees working up here because they're filling the top and the sides with pollen and honey for her to lay in the middle. It's a nice thing to see. Very few bees on this frame, but you can see it's very much ready for her to start laying. I haven't lit my smoker, and depending on how long this inspection goes, I may have to light it. There's a few more bees in the air than there normally are with this hive. So, okay, next couple of frames, next couple, maybe 4 frames, is where I would really expect to see her. And the reason being that we released her on the next frame, but also the frame after that had a load of eggs and brood and larvae. Okay, so this is the frame that I gave in there with the brood, and they're tending to it, which is great. Same with this side. Just gonna try something out here, something that I haven't tried for a while. Just gonna try and see if I can find eggs with this magnifying glass. Nice if the sun was out. I do see eggs. Okay, still searching for the queen now. Next couple of frames is where I'm really hoping she's at. It's another stunning day out here. It's 32 degrees Celsius, which is 90 Fahrenheit. And we're getting rain, thunderstorms, you know, in the late afternoon and evening hours, which I think is perfect for bees. Come on, queen, where are you? There she is. There's the marked queen. Now this frame here was kind of some chalk brood and old brood that the bees couldn't tend to. So she's definitely on here. She's definitely been accepted. Look at her, she's moving around like a queen should. She still looks small. Let's have a look at her for a little bit and see what she's up to. Sticking her head in a cell and sticking her butt in a cell. Oh, they've definitely accepted her. This makes me incredibly happy. The bees are nice and calm, which is awesome. So I'm going to get her back in. And consider this a success so far. But now, gotta give the queen some time. I'm not gonna go back into this hive for a while I'm going to try and give this queen a couple of weeks, 1 week for sure, and then I'm going to come back and have a look for capped brood. So far, requeening, a success, and if she, easy now, put my finger on one, and it came out of the hive on that finger, and zapped me in the other hand. Didn't sting me though. I'm still not stung this year, believe it or not. Okay, let's get this hive back together. Let me concentrate on what I'm doing. And then we'll talk. So button her up here to do a quick conclusion video. So it's good news so far on the requeening front. She's in there, she's released. Looks like she's laying, or at least she's behaving like a queen should. She's still looking pretty skinny. She's a young queen. She just started laying a little while ago. So hopefully they take to her, which it looks like they have. Hopefully she starts laying eggs, which we'll be able to check on in about a week. Start seeing some signs of larvae, maybe even capping, probably not. But there you go. So it took less than 48 hours for them to release that queen. We knew that this hive wanted a new queen because they've been making queen cells for over a month. And pinched the queen in the last video, inserted this new queen, and they released her very successfully in less than 48 hours. So very good sign so far. The hive has some great activity out here, and we're heading into a real period of plenty. So a time when this goldenrod, you can see it here, starts blooming, and it is just a mecca for the bees around this time. So hopefully we've done this early enough to save this hive for the winter. Now we just need numbers. We need her to start plotting in there some more bees, more brood, and then we start getting ready for winter. So far successful. Thanks for joining me at 4D Honeybee.